I'm a bit late on this. So late, in fact, that once I sat down to edit the first trailer finally, the second trailer dropped. So now I'm going to run through both trailers for Maul Shadow Lord. We're getting more Maul in the animated Star Wars universe. This show is set after Order 66 and goes over what Maul was up to in his time between the Clone Wars and Rebels. In this video, we'll break down the trailers and I'll give some brief thoughts I have going into it. With that said, let's go with the first trailer. The first trailer starts off looking over a cityscape with Maul saying, "Times have changed," and we get some horrid audio editing and Maul says, "I will show you the galaxy for what it truly is and see things from a new perspective." While some events are happening in the background with gangs and stormtroopers and such, we then go to a young Jedi Twi'lek asking if this is all their future holds, just more running. We see the Jedi and some others run from troopers and see that Maul is being hunted by the law as well. Maul then takes out several police-looking dudes, and we see the Jedi and Maul are face-to-face. With some more action shots going on in the background, we hear Maul saying that everyone has been made to suffer, and they just survive, they don't really live. The lizard-looking guy that was with the young Jedi earlier then uses the Force, so it would appear that he is a Jedi as well. We then go to a bit where Maul takes out some droids in a hallway, and it's really cool to see lightsabers actually cutting things for once. But I also noticed that he's with a few other Zabraks in this clip, so it would appear he could have possibly found more people from his clan, or they're just random people who happen to be Zabraks. We then get more action scenes and see some Inquisitors going after Maul, hearing one of them say that the Emperor wants Maul dead. We get Maul saying that chains can be broken, a nod back to the Sith Code, and he says that the Empire can be shattered whilst taking out 3 troopers and an Inquisitor with 1 saber throw and retrieve. And with that, the logo appears. Overall, I thought it was a solid trailer outside of whatever the audio editing was in the beginning. Just sounded very choppy. Visually, I have always loved the Clone Wars style of animation. Something about it has always just tickled my brain. I think a bit of that is probably nostalgia. But it is good to see that the style is still going and is still progressing. I noticed a lot more 2D elements and effects blended in with their normal, regular 3D style, and I think it looks really good to say the least. Even Maul at points kind of looked more painted, for a lack of a better term. But yeah, I really like the visual direction per usual. The plot seems like it could be fun at the very least. I do have some worries about them making Maul more of a good guy, especially given we've seen him in Rebels and he's still definitely not a good fellow. There was a bit from Sam Witwer a little while ago where he said that Maul does have some character change and that he views Jedi differently over the course of the show. The quote from him that floated around was, "Perhaps the galaxy could use a Jedi or two." I think this line of thinking could definitely work from Maul, but I feel like it can't be too drastic or sudden of a change. I think it'll come down to execution, so we won't really have a good answer on whether it's a good change or not until the full show. I do also wonder how the dynamic of Maul and the young Jedi will work. Given that it is Maul, I imagine it'll be a lot of manipulation and working to skew her views of the galaxy. I also have worries here that Maul is going to be too much of a good guy here as well, training her from a point of a caring view would come off really sudden and drastically different from what feels right for Maul. But again, these are things that we won't know until April. Alright, going into the second trailer, it begins with the lead detective going over what sounds like Maul's file, saying he's the leader of a syndicate who wields a laser sword. We get some action shots of Maul with the shot of him cutting droids in the hall again. Maul says, "The Empire tried to kill me, and their betrayal demands consequence, and that consequence demands a weapon." We then cut to the young Jedi fighting off stormtroopers when this is said. Maul then says, "Together we can destroy the Empire," similar to what he said to Ahsoka at the end of Clone Wars. We get a spooky Maul jump scare, and the young Jedi states to the lizard Jedi that Maul wants to fight as allies, which the older Jedi states that even in them having a common enemy, Maul would never be their ally. We also see Maul fighting some pikes in another hallway, so it seems that hallways are a major theme in this show. We then hear the detective saying that they need to find Maul no matter what it takes. Another character, who appears to be another detective, says that things are escalating and that the Empire will want answers. We then see the masked Inquisitor from Tales of the Jedi, who got bullied by Ahsoka. The main detective says that the Empire will lock the planet down, and we see the Inquisitor Merrick behind him. We then get a bit of Merrick fighting Maul and the young Jedi working together. Maul says, "Let us have our revenge." We get several more action scenes, and then the young Jedi states that there's no way that he can take out the entire Empire. Maul then cuts down a walker by himself, and his laughter can be heard in the background as the trailer ends. This trailer felt pretty good overall. Some of my concerns from the previous trailer are a bit less concerning, and I feel like we now have a better idea for the direction of the show. It looks like it will be a lot of Maul doing manipulations, being both hunted by police and the Empire later on after some antics take place. At the very least, it looks like there should be plenty of fun action in here. The visual design of the show feels fantastic, as I said previously, and definitely has a bit more of a painted look to things. Overall, I don't see anything too huge to pick on, outside of the fact that some of the main villains here with the Inquisitors shown in the trailer are people that we know don't die till later. So that's something that they're gonna have to work around quite a bit. Outside of that, I think it looks pretty solid. I'm decently excited for this project, especially with Sam Witwer involved, because he seems to actually care about the universe. Overall, I'm hopeful that this won't be another Star Wars flop, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, apologies for this video being so late. My new sound equipment is taking some getting used to. It works rather well from what I've messed around with, but I am still learning it. Same goes for the video editing software, because I started using a new program for that as well. But I am still working on things, and I'm hoping to be getting back to streaming sometime soon. We'll see if I can make some time for that in the near future. Maybe, maybe not, I really don't know. But anyways, I appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.